Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us, whether you're here in person or live streaming with us today. We're here to celebrate the accomplishments of many different groups today, and you'll be meeting some of our clients that are receiving the dogs. And I want to thank the puppy raisers first. As a big group, but we couldn't do this without them. They prepare the dogs to be well-behaved members of society. And that's not an easy feat. If you've ever had a pet dog that wasn't well trained, you know it's not easy, right? And these dogs have to be exceptional, and they are. So we thank our puppy raisers. How many puppy raisers are with us today? Yes, thank you so much. Give them a round of applause. Also, we want to thank our donors, because without them, we are run entirely on private donations, so we don't receive any government funding. So all of our funds come from private donations, and we are committed to a lifetime of support for our clients and their dogs. So even after they graduate today, we keep supporting them in many different ways, and we can do that because of generous donors. So thank you to the donors. And also, we have a really great group of employees and volunteers. We have lots of different volunteer positions here, and our volunteers do things like run the gift shop that you'll see later, and they help us walk the dogs and feed them and do all kinds of great things all over campus. So big round of applause for all of our volunteers. Okay, so before we meet all the folks, we're going to share a short video with you that talks about our mission.
At Guide Dogs for the Blind, we believe that everyone deserves to move through the world safely and confidently, to live the life they want to live.
A man and his guide dog walk through a park.
Our life-changing programs meet people who are blind or visually impaired wherever they are along their journey, whether that's by matching individuals with highly qualified guide dogs, providing guide dog readiness skills in our orientation and mobility immersion program.
A man holds a white cane and smiles broadly.
Or pairing youth and adults with the companionship of a canine buddy.
A young girl cuddles with her canine buddy.
Together, we are GDB.
My name is Renee Carrasco. My dog's name is Snoopy.
Renee sits in front of a fireplace.
So the reason that I wanted to get a guide dog was because I came across some videos from Guide Dogs for the Blind, and that was my introduction to guide dog travel.
Renee and Snoopy walk along a city sidewalk and cross a street at an intersection.
What I saw was the ease of travel, the speed that the guide dog handler would move with. That's what I wanted for myself. And not only that, but it was also the companionship.
Renee and Snoopy play with a tug toy outside in the yard.
Working with Snoopy has changed my life dramatically. Because there's so much freedom that comes along with having a guide dog. It's made the hard parts of blindness not so hard.
Renee sits next to Snoopy and gives him a pat on the chest.
I feel like my outlook on life and the world is so much more positive having Snoopy in my life.
My name is Amit Ahuja, and my guide dog's name is Tashi.
I had the opportunity to complete Guide Dogs for the Blind's Orientation and Mobility Immersion program.
Amit stands on a path with his white cane.
And not only did it help me learn to navigate my environment more safely using a white cane, it also made me an even more confident guide dog handler.
My experience was just fabulous.
Amit and his O&M instructor analyze an intersection and cross a city street.
We trained in different locations, practiced different skills, worked out a way to analyze a traffic crossing. I think GDB has transformed my life. To say that it's meeting my needs would be an understatement.
My name is Ella, and this is my canine buddy, Lafferty.
Ella sits on the floor of a living room next to a black lab.
Lafferty is just so amazing in many ways. He's such a good boy. He brings me so much joy and is one of my best friends.
With kids with visual impairments,
Ella's mom, Christy McKerney.
the struggle is real for social contact. It's hard to make friends sometimes. And with Lafferty, he's an automatic draw for all kids, which is wonderful. Lafferty has totally opened up, for Ella, new social connections.
Back to Ella.
I would recommend canine buddies. They're just really good dogs, and they can change a person's life and make it better.
All of Guide Dogs for the Blind services are provided free of charge, and our work is made possible by the generous support of our donors and volunteers.
Renee sits next to Snoopy on the grass in the park.
We receive no government funding.
This organization has made such a huge impact on my life and the lives of so many countless people, and the donors are the ones that make that possible.
Close-up of Snoopy.
Thank you so much.
Ella and Lafferty.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Amit and his guide dog Tashi sit on a beach and watch the sunset.
Together, we are unstoppable. To learn more about our life-changing programs and to support our work, please visit guidedogs.com or scan the QR code.
Okay, so I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Margie McMahon. I always do that. I'm the class supervisor, and I want to introduce the other instructors in this class. We have Caitlin, Merrill, and Jenny Powell. And not present today is Jamie Montgomery, who worked with the first client that you'll hear about, our in-home training. So here's Jenny.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I have the pleasure and honor to introduce the class of OR 502. To get started, we are going to introduce our in-home training client. Jason Holden of London, Ontario, received Roman, a male yellow Labrador Golden Retriever cross who was raised by Connie Shields of Spokane, Washington, and Liz Morley of Colbert, Washington. Oh, that's a cute picture. Let's see here. So the photo description for this picture is right here. Jason Holden is seated in front of a tan wall with Roman sitting between his knees. Jason is smiling and Roman is looking attentively at camera wearing his harness. It's a good dog. And then we should have another slide. Okay, there it is. Okay. The picture on the left is Razor Connie wearing a red jacket and blue jeans, is sitting under the wooden GDB sign holding 8-week-old yellow lab golden retriever cross, Roman. Connie is smiling and they are surrounded by orange pumpkins. And then the second picture on the right is Razor Liz wearing jeans and a brown sweater, is kneeling down next to Roman, who is wearing his green puppy jacket and kissing Liz on the forehead. It is evening, and behind them is Cinderella's lit-up castle at Disneyland. That's so cool. Okay, I have a letter from Liz and Connie, and it reads, Roman was my 11th guide dog puppy and Connie's 3rd. From the moment Connie met him, she was in love. It took a little longer for his sunshine rays to break down my barriers, but I was ultimately helpless to avoid his radiant charm. Roman's long legs, happy smile, and prancing walk exclude such joy that even scowling strangers would light up when they saw him. Roman was also special as he was the first puppy I have ever traveled long distances with, attending a conference in Chicago and easily navigating the airports and downtown city streets at 13 months old with ease. And at 15 months, we traveled all the way to the Sunshine State to attend the world's biggest veterinary conference in Orlando, Florida, where he again excelled and exceeded my expectations. He quickly learned the route through the massive hotel that would confuse most humans and would proudly lead us back to the room each evening with a lure of dining awaiting him that only a Labrador can know. Roman is 47% 47% Labrador, 53% Golden Retriever, and 100% joy and sunshine. That's cute. According to Connie, waving goodbye to Roman on the puppy truck was nearly on par with sending off her own son to college. But our pride and joy far outshined our sadness. And while he will always carry a piece of our hearts, we could not be happier seeing Roman fulfill his destiny. Jason, we hope that Roman lights up your life and brings sunshine and warmth through the impeding long, cold nights of winter in Canada. We cannot wait to hear of the adventures you two will take together and wish you the best on your journey. So as far as in-person clients, first up we have Greg Gowdy of Calgary, Alberta, received his 6th guide dog, Barley, a female yellow Labrador retriever who was raised by Malia Cook of Fountain Hills, Arizona. Greg is a retired surgical nurse who loves to cook and travel. He plans to take Miss B to Winnipeg next year. Greg also spends his time volunteering for the Legion in Canada, where he serves on both the Poppy Fund and sports committees.
Thank you. I'd like to thank everybody that's here today. I'd like to also thank Guide Dogs for giving me Barley. It's hard because my last dog's name was Bailey. So we've got a lot of confusion, but she seems to answer to both of them. I'd like to thank Jenny, Margie, and Caitlin for all the hard work they did, and Kathleen for training her. Thank you very much.
And we got a letter from Barley's Razor. So if you want to stay up on the stage while I read this letter for you. We should have a slide as well. So in these, there are 3 pictures of little baby Barley. And the first one, it is puppy Barley is being held by her Razor in a parking lot on their first day together. And then the second middle picture is Barley and her gentle leader in green puppy jacket is standing by the lake with her Razor sitting behind her, holding her leash. Barley is turned and looking at the camera with a tall fountain behind them. And then on the right, so the last picture, Barley is seated and posed in front of a sign reading, Recall Arrivals, Welcome, and that is on the Oregon campus. And then a letter from Malia reads, my daughter Daniela and I are very sorry we couldn't attend the graduation. Barley is our first guide dog puppy, and we love her deeply. It was a great honor to have her in our lives. She loved our family, including a cranky cat and 2 rabbits, with all of her heart. I can't wait for her to enter this new chapter with her new partner. It's a wonderful life for a dog to live. She just loves the game of tug, can chew through the toughest Super Chew toys in seconds. We learned that. And will happily sunbathe in 110-degree Arizona sun. May she bring you freedom, cuddles, and kisses for many years to come. We are happy for you both. Thank you for letting us be part of the process. Next up, we have Arie Farnham of LeGrand, Oregon, who received her first guide dog, Conway, a male yellow Labrador retriever who was raised by Jenny Gordon, Deborah Gordon, and Melinda Franz of Tucson, Arizona. Tucson, wow, sorry. Have to mess up somewhere. Arie is beginning her Master's of Fine Arts in Creative Writing at Eastern Oregon University this fall. Conway will get to join Arie on many adventures, including walking the native plant preserve, going to appointments, classes, traveling abroad, and assisting with some gardening.
This is really an amazing organization, and that the staff, the trainers who trained Conway and the other dogs, as well as the instructors who helped to train us in the last 2 weeks, are extremely highly skilled, is one of the things that really has blown me away. And Jenny and Margie and Caitlin were our instructors here for the last 2 weeks, and thank you so much. I really appreciate all of the very detailed work that they do, and finding people who can do that is very amazing. other way that this organization runs is completely on volunteers. The puppy raisers and so many other people, the drivers who come to get you at the airport when you get here, and people who help with the kitchen, all kinds of people are doing volunteer work that really makes this whole thing happen, and thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Debbie. When we started this process, Jenny's my daughter, when we started this process back in 1997, I believe it was, I never thought it would be up here 24 years later, welcoming a new friend into our family. So thank you, Arie. I'm very happy that you are been paired with Conway. People ask us what we do as puppy raisers, and I usually say it's our job to take an 8-week-old puppy and turn them into a nice dog that can live in the house and be calm and just be chill. And Conway actually came that way. I think he came off the puppy truck just calm and chill. And when you're my age, you really like calm and chill. I have a bunch of people I'd like to thank as well. I'd like to thank Guide Dogs for letting us raise these wonderful dogs. I'd like to thank the trainers for all the work they do, and I'd like to give a special shout out to those unsung heroes, the kennel welfare technicians who love on our dogs from the day they step into that kennel and then do that wonderful job of keeping the kennel so sparkling clean. So thank you. I am one of the club leaders, and I'd like to thank my co-raisers Jenny and Melinda for being flexible and just keeping me sane. And to all the members of the Tucson Puppy Raising Club that I think are watching today, thank you so much for helping us raise Conway. The club will be making a donation to help defray the cost of the harness. People ask us how we can give them up, and I just wish that everybody that asks that could come to a graduation so they could see the special bond that the puppies have with their new handlers and the love that they're going to get from them as well. Arie, I'm so happy that you've been paired with Conway, and I just pray that you have the best life and good luck on all your new adventures.
Thank you. I'm the crybaby. I just want to say that I do thank guide dogs, not up high enough. I do thank guide dogs for, it's a privilege to be able to raise a dog like Conway and to give him to a wonderful woman by the name of Arie, whose family is here to support her and Conway. He has been a wonderful experience. He did come, as Debbie said, as a chill dog. My son calls him Mr. Mellow. But he is a wonderful dog and a great experience, and I am so proud of him and happy that he's going to his new partner now.
Okay. Next up, we have Stephen McKinney of Winnipeg, Manitoba. He received his 4th guide dog, Roscoe, a male black Labrador Retriever raised by Lori Hippie of Bremerton, Washington, and Sprite Sunlight of Paulsbo, Washington. Steve and Roscoe are looking forward to zooming all over town, and soon Roscoe will get to observe Steve do archery and self-defense classes. Steve, would you like the mic?
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm here. I'm glad I'm blind and I can't see you guys looking at me. Otherwise, I go more blind. I'd like to thank my the puppy raisers, Sprite and Lori for their work, and Guide Dogs for the Blind. As you notice, she's standing on the right side of me, just like on training. They're always on the left side and right side, like angels, the guide dog trainers, the instructors, because they float. Sometimes you don't even know they're there, how quiet they are when they run with you or just keep up with you. So that's what I'd like to thank the school. It's the only school I'll ever go to because I know they're always there for me. So thank you. Thank you.
Well, I started Roscoe, and I had him till he was about 9-ish months old. And he was one of the easiest dogs I've raised in a long time, since I've done mostly Goldens or Crosses for the last few years. And our leader said, no, you need a lab. So she got me a lab. And I thank her for that. And I'd like to thank our club and my husband especially for all the help in raising this dog, because it does take a village. And he has just been the sweetest dog from day one, and I'm so happy for him and Steven, and they're going to be a wonderful team, because he's finally got somebody that can walk as fast as Sprite does with him. But he was always the dog when he went back to training. He's like, this is going to be our dog that's going to get happy tail, because he has a whole body wiggle. He doesn't just wag his tail, he wags the whole body. And he's just the cutest thing in the world. And I'm so happy for you and your new life together. You're it.
And I want to thank Lori for entrusting me with this amazing dog. He was so much fun to be with. And I want to thank Roscoe, because he was such an amazing companion. We took so many trips into Seattle and also out in the woods, and he was just so amazing, his companionship. And I want to thank Steven for taking him home and giving him an incredible life and so many more exciting adventures. Thank you.
Last and certainly not least, we have Nara Murphy of West Fargo, North Dakota, who received her third guide dog, Lisbon, a male black Labrador retriever, who was raised by Gracie Kearns of San Antonio, Texas. Nara gets to introduce Lisbon to her husband and retired guide, a 15-year-old lab named Pino. Aside from accompanying Nara to some community ed classes, Lisbon will get to explore West Fargo and eventually get to learn what the farm life is all about.
This is the hard part. This is such an extraordinary program that is just amazing as to the work, the energy, the patience that go into the dogs. I want to say thank you to the puppy raisers and the trainers. They take a roly-poly 8-week-old puppy and turn it into something sophisticated that can go cruise down the street and people just stop and stare, because, oh my, that is a working team. For the instructors, I'm going to say thank you as well, because you can take those of us who are here for their successor dogs, and you can break us of all of our bad habits. It can take someone who has never experienced handling a dog before and give them the encouragement and the confidence to stride through life with their heads up and a leash loose. And a loose leash, sorry. Thank you.
All right, hello everyone. My name's Gracie, and I'm a junior in high school from San Antonio, Texas. So this is Lisbon, also known as Libby. He's the first guide dog puppy I've ever raised, and when he was growing up with me, he was always on the move. I'm very active in school, so I had meetings every other day for different events in FFA and livestock showing and competitive barbecue. So he is very well versed in lots of things. So from the very first moment Lisbon came into my life, his joy was just so contagious. At school, he had a charming habit of bringing his favorite toys to class, whether it was his bottle of Posky, which looked like a whiskey bottle, or his favorite White Paw. He always brought a smile on someone's face. His school best friend was our school cop, who would always jokingly tell him that he's not allowed to drink on the job. But Libby was more than just a happy guy. He became my best friend. Whenever I found myself challenging things, I'm such a crybaby. I told myself I wasn't going to cry. He gave me I know, it's the hard part. He gave me the strength and the confidence to keep going, and he is just genuinely the sweetest dog I've ever been around, and I'm so happy and blessed that he's going to someone as kind and as sweet and loving as you. Thank you to everyone who helped me raise him and let him be a part of my life. And that's all. Thank you. I'm going to cry more. I got to stop.
And that will wrap up our client celebration portion of graduation. Next up, Margie will come back out on stage to introduce our dog demo.
Okay, so this is kind of fun. We get to do a little demonstration of some training for you. One of the things that we do in training and in class is teach the dogs most of their skills that they learn in guide work and obedience with a clicker. And it's just a way to tell the dog what behavior we want in a more efficient way. So they'll hear a click, and we pair that click with giving them a kibble, just their regular dog food. They're mostly labs, they'll eat anything. And once they learn that every time I hear a click, oh, I get kibble, that's pretty cool. And then we start pairing it with a behavior. So Caitlin's going to come out here with, let's see, this is Fatima. She's in training. And she's going to show us what we call hand targeting. And so she's going to introduce her hand, and the dog targets it with their nose, and when they do, she clicks and feeds. And so then once they have that behavior done, we can really do anything with it. So she's going to eventually show her that this bench is her new target, and she's going to have her fist on the bench, and then after the dog is kind of offering that behavior, maybe from a step away, then she'll slowly increase the distance. So she's going to do it from a step or two, and then she's waiting for a couple steps, and that the dog is showing anticipation of understanding what she's asking, and kind of initiating movement and excitement on her own. And so once they do that, she might try from a little farther with the harness and see if she'll work that direction. Whoa. I wasn't even ready for that one. Yeah, she's going to do one more, but once they do it from a distance with the handle, she can start introducing the command, like find the bench or find the chair, whatever she wants to name it. Yeah. So can you tell that this makes learning fun for the dogs? And so it's a very positive way to teach them a lot of the behaviors they have to learn in guide work. They learn how to stop at curbs, any kind of elevation change like stairs, finding doors. But the clients get to learn how to do this with their dogs while they're here, and then they can apply that same technique to their home area, like I need to find a bus stop, I need to find my ATM machine, I need to find a trash can. Whatever it is in their home area that they might want to target, they can apply this to their home area and really customize their dog's training, and the dogs love it. Probably more than anything else is to target things. You could see by her enthusiasm, and she's not even technically finished, right? Like she's got, well, of course we try to pick the fun dogs for this, right? So I will admit that. Okay, so let's see. Caitlin's going to stay up here and answer questions if anyone has any. I want to invite you to refreshments in the lobby if you're here in person. We also will be arranging a tour if anyone's interested. Hang out near the refreshments, and in about 10 minutes they'll gather a tour together of the campus. And also just want to invite you to learn more about us on guidedogs.com. We love to have you volunteer. Maybe you want to be a puppy raiser, or maybe you want to work for us. So, and all the staff that are here today are happy to answer your questions as well. So thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate it. And have a great day.
Bye.